And ladies and gentlemen, my name is Arcane Static and welcome back to Seduce Me the Otome. When last we left our intrepid heroine, she was figuring out what she was going to cook for lunch for her and the boys. So we've got pizza, chicken and rice, or cold cut sandwiches. I'm sure I can do all of them. Let's make chicken and rice because it's probably the most healthy. Gotta keep their energy and strength up with protein. See? She knows what's up, cause I know what's up. And I'm her, I guess, in this game. I took my time to make almost perfect chicken breasts alongside some rice. Cooking wasn't hard unless you didn't know what you were doing in the first place. I placed the food in the dining room. However, none of the boys were there by the time I brought the final dish out. I carried that dish to the main lobby, catching the boys separating into different rooms of the house. Part of me wanted to go to one in particular. The other part of me wanted to just leave them be and take the food in my hand and to my room to eat. Maybe I could go out today while the boys focus on training. Find one of the incubi or go to your room and eat. Let's find one of them. I quickly rushed back and grabbed a second food dish before hunting down one of the boys. Who did I hunt down? I couldn't find any of them. I could only shrug though. They knew where the food was, so I went to my room instead and ate alone in my room. All alone like. It's not my problem. I turned on my computer and started to jam to music as I ate my food. As I ate, I began to think about going out. There were so many places to go, things to do. The arcade, Grandfather's Grave, or the Pink Lady Cafe. Let's go to the Pink Lady Cafe because we didn't go there last time. I arrived at the cafe, ready to relax. I didn't want to be stuck at home on a Sunday. Besides, the cafe always had something new to drink, no matter how often you came. And it was disgustingly pink. I entered the double doors and looked around. Not many people were in, and Kay didn't seem to be working today. Oh well, she can't always be working. I made my way to the pastry bar and took a look at what the cafe had to offer that day. There was always something new no matter when you came, which is what kept people coming, myself included. You already kind of said that once. As I browsed the delights, my mouth began to water. I had just eaten earlier, but the cafe's pastries always looked good enough to tease your appetite back into a hungry state. Both the smell and the look of each dessert was carefully crafted to appease. You didn't regret buying one and biting into it. I finally made a selection and headed to the cash register to purchase my treat.
What can I get for you?
Lily, you're cute. I like you. Hi, I'll take a couple chocolate and raspberry macarons and a pink lady latte, please.
Coming right up.
You're cool. Lily was Kay's assistant who mainly stuck to the cafe's finances and computer work. However, when Kay wasn't in, Lily took over, becoming the face behind the cash register who gave you what you needed. There's far too many words in that statement, whatever. Lily, where's Kay?
Kay had to fly out to New York suddenly. She said it has something to do with delivering something special to someone. I'm not too clear on the details.
Huh. Okay, sounds like fun. Wish I could go to New York.
Don't we all? Here you are. Enjoy.
Thanks, Lily. I took my order to a far corner table and got comfy. The Pink Lady Latte was a cafe special that everyone adored. It was a normal latte with a very subtle raspberry flavor. The foam was pink too. Before I could indulge, however, a voice stopped me.
Oh, hey!
It's Naomi! Fucking yeah! Naomi's the best! I looked up to see Naomi enter the cafe with a smile towards me. I smiled back, not expecting to see her. Hey, Naomi!
Mind if I join you?
Of course you can! Naomi nodded before quickly getting herself a coffee cake slice and latte and joining my table.
I've been wanting to try their latte for a while. Is it any good?
It's delicious! It's pink! Why did you get it then? I like it. It has a... I like it. Naomi gently blew over her latte. So those two... Hang on. I guess we can't go back, can we? Those two choices didn't make sense, because the first one made sense. But the second one, she's like, I wanted to try it. And then you were like, well, why did you buy it? That doesn't make any sense at all. So this one makes the most sense.
This does taste good. I'll have to get this from now on. The raspberry is a really nice compliment with the coffee.
I'm glad. I giggled. Naomi loved food when it wasn't made in the school cafeteria. She wanted to own a restaurant one day, but always focused on studying the business side. Naomi had natural cooking skills that made grandmothers seem like novices at making you amazing food. You should get macarons next time with it. The raspberry macarons definitely bring out the flavor in the latte.
I should.
Naomi slowly grew a look of thought on her face as she stared into her latte, probably thinking about food again. It was during these moments that I got to see a simpler, almost beautiful side of Naomi. Almost beautiful? Fuck you. It's beautiful. Fuck you. Do you have no idea what kind of game you're in? Read the air, lady. She was very smart, smarter than me. However, she always held seriousness very close to passion, dedicating her heart to her dream. It was enviable. I sipped my latte and ate a macaron before speaking and breaking her thoughts. Thanks, by the way, for coming to my impromptu party. I know it was last minute and all. Naomi broke away from looking at her drink to look up at me in surprise, then with a smile.
It was my pleasure, really. I mean, our pleasure. Suzu came too, and all.
Oh, wow. That was so awkwardly read. Suzu came too, and all. I guess they didn't, the actress didn't know what she was supposed to be going. Suzu came too and all. Fair enough. Naomi blushed a bit before clearing her throat and taking a sip of her latte. She then looked to me again with a slight frown.
But hey, how are you holding up from that? I'm sure meeting all those business people was tiring.
Yeah, you bet it was. It wasn't anything I couldn't handle. It was just the suddenness of it that tired me out.
Well, I'm sure you did great. It was a great party. The food was amazing.
Damn straight it was. It was amazing. I slowly began to remember the party, remembering how I felt alone throughout it. I wanted to be with my friends, but I had to put on my business air to impress my guests and my dirtbag. Did I try too hard? I have the hiccups! Whew, did I try too hard? It was supposed to be a simple party, but it felt like a job interview. Before I got too deep in my thoughts, I felt a hand gently cover mine. Ah, so cute! I refocused my thoughts to reality, seeing Naomi gently holding my hand.
Hey, I know that look. You're about to overthink it. Don't. You did great. I'm sure of it.
Thanks, Naomi. You're adorable. I stared at Naomi, unsurprised that she caught on to my thoughts and happy to know that she cared. Ah, it's so adorable! Shit! Naomi smiled and blushed, giving a small nod. She was absolutely adorable when she smiled like that. I didn't know how, but her smile was able to make the room lighter. Oh, look, she's so cute! Look at her eyes! They're so pretty! Naomi then pulled her hand away, placing it back on her latte with her other hand and cupping the mug, and sipped her drink. Naomi licked her lips and let out a sigh.
This is
Ooh,
really
sexy.
nice. A relaxing Sunday afternoon at a cafe.
Mm-hmm. Oh, do I do it? Do I do it? Oh, we're gonna do it! It's almost like a date. All of a sudden, Naomi's face turned pink as she looked at me. Confused, I tilted my head and gave her a quizzical look. Naomi, are you alright? You're turning red. Naomi must have snapped out of her trance. She fanned herself and tried to calm down from whatever was on her mind.
Oh, no, I'm fine. Really. Just a little warm, that's all.
Oh, this is so good. Naomi brought her latte up to her mouth and began to drink, practically chug it down. It was actually kind of cute how flustered she got from a simple statement. I giggled quietly to myself before sipping on my latte, because apparently now I'm the suave motherfucker. Naomi and I eventually lost track of time and wound up chatting until the late afternoon. When the cafe wasn't hopping, Lily would join us and we'd talk about silly things like TV shows or movies.
Oh, wow. It's getting late. I gotta get home or my mom will flip.
Aw, come home with me. Okay.
Would you like a ride home?
Fucking yeah, I would. We quickly headed out with Naomi driving me home. It was nice to be alone with her rather than have the explosive Suzu around. I preferred Naomi's calm logic anyway. The remainder of the night passed by, surprisingly uneventful. The boys continued to train with each other, but were kind enough to stop and make me dinner. I was glad for that. Unsurprisingly, the food was perfect, but it felt a little empty without the boys to eat with me. They most likely had already eaten, but still, I felt lonely. I couldn't let it bother me. I ate and went back to my room to study and sleep. Surprisingly, I felt good going to bed that night. I felt like I could have a peaceful sleep after the previous rough nights I had. It felt good. I drifted to sleep and woke up almost flawlessly that next morning. No grogginess, no aches, perfectly energized and bright-eyed. Man, how long has it been since I got that much good sleep? I looked to my alarm clock. I woke up 10 minutes before my alarm. Well, hey, I must be lucky today. Instant gunshot. Karma owed me some luck. After all I'd gone through in merely a handful of days, I deserved to get some good luck. Ecstatic for the day. Why were you so excited? Ecstatic for the day ahead, I turned off my alarms before they could ring and got dressed. However, my phone started to quickly buzz from an incoming text. Who's texting me this early?
Yo, Anderson! You're carpooling with us from now on. We're not letting you waste your money on a bus. Get ready and be at your gate at 7 stat.
Fuck yeah, that's great! I smiled. My friends were the best. I couldn't drive yet and I didn't have a car, so it was awesome that my friends would let me carpool. I checked the time. 6:30. Perfect, I can eat some breakfast before they come. I packed my bag and carried it downstairs into the kitchen. I quickly made myself coffee and toast, not having time for anything big. I let out a soft sigh in happiness as I sipped my coffee. I felt great and I felt like nothing could stop me today. Sudden gunshot! Come at me, Day. I'm ready for you. This is all just building up to like some terrible shit that's gonna go down. I looked through the time again. Time to go. I quickly rushed to the doors, checking myself in the passing mirror. I wasn't wanting to impress anyone, but I still needed to look decent. And right on cue, Naomi drove up to the gates with Suzu waving me down. I rushed out the door and we headed to school, talking about the homework in the coming day. The homework? We made it into the school without a hitch. Our lockers were in the same part of the hall, so we quickly unloaded what we needed to and got our important books and necessities. First incident of the day. As I walked towards Suzu and Naomi, who were both waiting for me on the opposite side of the hall, something hooked my ankle and made me fall forward. Some bitch!
Hey, are you okay? Who did that?
Ah, you twat! The three of us looked back to see Lizette and her gaggle of girls. Lizette had a look of complete innocence while the girls around her giggled like no tomorrow.
You little...
Suzu beat the shit out of her.
Suzu, don't!
No, Suzu, do! I felt a giant fire of anger burn in my stomach as I stared at Lizette. Today was not the only time this had happened to me. However, it was now clear who was behind these incidents. Even if she was innocent and one of her goons did it, it was now obvious that Lizette was the mastermind just from the look on her face. She was no friend, nor would she ever be. I had to do something. Do I get to fucking get her? Yes! Ha 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 ha! I'd had enough. I felt adrenaline rush through my body as I pounced off the ground and rushed at Lizette. I was not going to be the only one with scrapes this time. I tackled Lizette to the ground, swiping and slapping her innocent face. She screamed in fright before trying to push me off and block my attacks. Shit!
Shit! Anderson! Stop it!
I wasn't listening anymore. I let my carnal need to get revenge take over as I began to pull at Lizette's hair to get better aim at her face with my free hand. Shit! I'd had enough of the bullying, the wounds, the insults. All of that was going to burn in the past as I scraped my nails and hand across Lizette's face over and over. My rebellion would be marked on her pretty face for all to see. Shit. Lizette pushed me off and scrambled to her feet, both panicked and angry at the same time. Her emotion was nowhere close to the anger I was feeling.
Are you crazy? What the hell?
Fuck you! I stood up very slowly, glaring daggers into Lizette's soul through her eyes. I must have had some sort of monster behind me, or maybe I looked like the monster myself. But the gaggle of girls, Lizette, and even my friends had a look of pure terror on their faces. I've had enough of you, Lizette! You obviously won't stop unless I fight back! Well, guess what? You're gonna get it! I charged at Lizette a second time, shoving her hard against the lockers. I'm gonna get expelled. Is this the end of the game? Shit. She let out a yelp of pain as she smacked the back of her head against the metal before glaring and shoving me back. As I stumbled back, Lizette raised her hands, ready to fight.
Come on, Anderson. Show me what you've got.
Shit.
It's not much.
Are we gonna fuck him up? I've got Taekwondo! Good. She had training. Not surprising, I didn't care at the moment. I bent back away from the incoming jab, re-establishing my balance as I placed both feet on the floor. Lizette threw jab upon jab at me, forcing to block my torso and face with my arms and hands. Hit for hit, Lizette and I exchanged and defended blows at each other. It was indeed more than just a cat fight. This was a vengeful duel. Fucking rad. In my mind, all I saw was Lizette. All I wanted to do was make her stop, and if that meant beating her down, then it had to be done. We eventually gained a small crowd of people, all silent but observing the fight. My anger intensified and my hits became harder with each second that passed between us. I couldn't let her win. I wouldn't let her win. None of Lizette's girls dared to step in, apparently afraid to after seeing our skills and our individual fighting styles. Suzu was held back by Naomi's arm, despite both of them wanting to help me. They didn't wait long for it to end, though. Suddenly, Lizette was pulled away from me, and I was pushed against the lockers by a strong force. Lizette hit the lockers as well on the opposite end of the hallway, letting out a girly grunt of pain. It's the teachers. Yep. I looked up to see my art teacher, Miss Gordon, holding me against the lockers with a look of surprise and serious concern on her face.
Miss Anderson, what are you doing?
I looked back to see Lizette being held back by Miss Phillips, starting to cry innocently. I knew what was going to come out of her mouth, so I tried to push Miss Gordon off to confront her. Miss Gordon, however, kept an arm wrapped around me, keeping me back. No, don't you dare start crying, Lizette! You started this!
Miss Anderson, get a hold of yourself!
What is wrong with you? What did I ever do to you? I couldn't stop the angry tears running down my face as I shouted across the hallway. Lizette and Miss Phillips stared in shock at my screams as Miss Gordon tightened her hold on me. I am so sick of it! Leave me alone! Eventually, I lost my energy and began to weigh down on Miss Gordon's arms, letting my sadness take over and quench my anger with tears and swelling pain. I could feel Miss Gordon hug me to her to keep me upright as Lizette sniffled and confided with Miss Phillips.
I didn't do anything to her! She just attacked me all of a sudden.
Fuck you.
That's a lie, Lisette. You tripped her on purpose. You've always been a snobby prick to us.
Ooh.
Never! I gave my condolences about her grandfather's death. I try to keep everyone calm. Is that so wrong?
Fuck you.
You didn't even sound sincere. We know you were only pretending to be nice to spite us.
Enough. Miss White, follow me to the dean's office.
Good. Lizette followed, wiping her eyes in the feigned innocence she knew how to play up. I remained still in Miss Gordon's arms, unable to bring myself to fight to get up at Lizette again. I had done my damage. The gaggle of Lizette wannabes would make sure I became infamous around the school. I didn't care. I made my statement on Lizette's face and body, and I wasn't afraid to do it again. Miss Gordon, however, wasn't done with me.
Come with me, sweetie.
I nodded and followed. My friends frowned as they watched me leave, but they headed to class without me. Miss Gordon led me to an empty classroom, which she had claimed as hers. It looked like all of the other classrooms, but art posters lined the walls. Many students loved the room, but hated one thing, the mirror in the very back of the room. It was the one thing Miss Gordon loved to use against her students. With it, she was able to see who was using their phones and who was actually studying. Clever! Miss Gordon led me to the back of the room and sat me down in front of it.
What do you see?
Somebody who's not wearing a bra? Huh?
Tell me what you see.
I looked in the mirror and saw myself. My clothes were a little ruffled from the fight, but beyond that, I just saw me. Nothing about me seemed different than normal. I see myself.
All right. What else?
What else? I don't understand.
Do you know what I see? I see a brilliant woman who has been working her butt off to try and find herself. She just has a little bit of adversity in her way.
Adversity, not adversary. What does this have to do with what happened with Lizette?
Listen, don't think about Lisette right now. She's just
I'm
another
about to
student
think
who
about
doesn't
Lisette
know what
again.
you're going through.
I stared at myself in the mirror, unable to tear my eyes away. She was right, but I still lingered on what happened with Lizette. I know Miss Gordon was only trying to help, but I couldn't fight the thoughts in my head. Miss Gordon gently rubbed my shoulders, snapping me from my thoughts. I looked up to see her smile down at me through the mirror.
You know, those were some pretty interesting moves. Taekwondo.
Fucking Miss Gordon is me. I would be like, break the fight up, take one kid away, the one that I liked, and be like, you fucking kicked ass out there. Yeah.
You'll have to show me one day.
Fucking awesome! I laughed as she hugged me gently.
Look, don't let Lisette get to you, okay? You have your own battles to face, and you can face them just fine. Instead of fighting Lisette, focus on your goals.
My goal is to bust Lizette's fucking nose. It was cliche to hear, but she was telling the truth. I needed to focus on myself first. She gave me a small packet of tissues and told me that she would handle Lizette. The fear about my family learning of this that had quickly appeared had vanished when she promised to keep me out of it as much as she could.
Everything will be fine now. You're a good student, so I'll let you off with a severe warning.
Severe warning.
Just don't get into any more fights, okay? Now, head to class.
I'm glad that happened. I'm glad. That was great. Surprisingly, the rest of the day went off without another incident. I went to my classes, had lunch, and was anxious to get home. As the bell rang for school to end, I felt my phone vibrate in my pocket. Huh? A text? From Dad? I'll be picking you up today. Make sure you're ready to go when I get there. Like, fuck you, Will. That's kind of a surprise. I quickly headed back to my locker and got my things before waiting for Naomi and Suzu.
Hey, are you ready to go?
Actually, my dad's picking me up.
Really? Okay, I guess that kind of makes sense. We'll drive home together next time. Tell your dad that we've got you covered from now on.
Sounds like a good one. Yeah, all right. Even while I laughed, something didn't seem right. My dad texted me to say this? Why was he gonna pick me up? Had I done something wrong? Aside from beat the shit out of Lizette? I didn't know. I waved goodbye to Naomi and Suzu before heading off to the usual spot where my dad picks me up. I took the time to listen to my music while I waited. I need to go to another Rise of the Phoenix concert. Eventually, I'd played the entire album with no one showing up. What the hey? Dad's never late. Especially not this late. I quickly dialed my dad's number again, but as soon as I pressed call, it disconnected and read a signal disconnection error message. It's that stupid asshole, Malix. No signal error? How do I not have signal? I double-checked my phone and saw all 5 bars for signal. He must be in a dead zone. Before I could finish, a group of hands grabbed at my hands and feet and covered my mouth. I screamed into the hands over my mouth, struggling to pull away from the hands grabbing at my limbs. It felt disgusting and scary, feeling their hands on me. I needed it to stop.
Hey!
Oh shit!
Don't dirty up Malix's prey.
Fuck, yep. Knew it. The voice, which sent a fearful shiver down my spine, whispered into my ear.
You're coming with me, Miss Anderson.
Is that so? I couldn't fathom what was happening, but before I knew it, I was blindfolded, and my limbs were quickly tied up. I felt myself being carried somewhere and was shoved into something that echoed the interior of a bus or van. The doors closed and off I was taken, unsure of where I was going and why. Holy shit, am I being kidnapped? Let's find out next time. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this episode so far. This is fucking intense right now. First a fight and now this? Jesus. If you like this video, the like and subscribe buttons are waiting just below the video to get kidnapped by a red-skinned devil, sorry. You can also follow my socials, that's the Facebook and Twitter that are in the description box. And you can also maybe throw some support my direction at the Patreon link that's there as well, if that's something you want to do. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.